Hi, everybody. My name is Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto Carnivore Carnivish. And what we talk about here are all kinds of topics relating to the Keto Carnivore Carnivish way of life. We have some characters that show up here, not just in the comments and what I say, but we have Goldilocks, one of my favorites, who likes to have things the way that she likes them. That's me with my coffee, with my food, probably with my house, with my car, all of it. I'm kind of Goldilocksy that way. We have snowflakes because we're all different, every single one of us. I don't see any identical programs being worked. It's like, well, I eat just like you, except that I have blank, 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 blank. So that makes us snowflakes. We have pickles here. And once you're a pickle, you can't go back to being a cucumber. And I hope that this is a hope that that is true for all of you, that you used to eat the standard American diet. You were addicted to carbs and sugar and just white flour, all that crap, table salt with all the chemicals in it. And you just will never, ever go back to that lifestyle way of eating. And that makes you a pickle because that was a cucumber kind of way of life, way of eating. And then we have no matter what club members, NMWC. And those members practice no matter what. They could be in that little rowboat and things could be coming at them. And they know that no matter what, they have to stick to their food program, stick to their commitment of themselves. They have to stick to, oh, where's my voice? They have to stick to the self-care that is so important for them. And so no matter what, and that's how we do it. And you may see Blair Hobbs commenting here. At times, he's the president of the No Matter What Club, and so and he wears his title with a full commitment to himself, his marriage with his partner, and way of eating. The two of them have lost a carload of fat and pounds, and he definitely is a well-deserving president of the No Matter What Club. And then, of course, we have the turtles. I'm 69. Nothing happens overnight anymore. We just hope to wake up the next day, right? And so with turtles, it's slow, it's consistent. You don't see them on their back, kicking up their little legs, having temper tantrums. Because everybody gets to eat that but me. We aren't bratty about those sort of things. We just kind of keep going along. We accept we're turtles. It's what happens. It makes every little non-scale victory and loss on the scale that much more sweeter because we know of the time, the dedication, and the commitment it takes, and the consistency. I would probably say consistency is one of the most important parts. You can't eat standard American diet food on weekends and jump back on Monday, even if you're that lucky to even want to, and think that you'll lose 5 to 7 pounds, you'll have a whoosh, it'll all be great. We aren't watching those channels, are we, ladies and gentlemen? No, we understand that those young bodies have that bounce back, and we don't. We know because we're here, and we have been practicing this way of eating, this way of life for a long time. Even if a long time could be 3 months, right? If you were eating that much junk. We want to get rid of that med or two that we might be taking. We want to sleep better. We don't want the leg cramps. We want the scale to move. We just want more energy. We want back what we used to have when we didn't appreciate it. And, it's done through food. That's the amazing part. Some people here are strict carnivores. Some people here are carnivish, which would be me. Some people are keto, and they will have their veg, they will have their wraps, they will have their little whatevers along with their typical keto foods of meat and veggies, and they will do just fine. They will. And so some of us still eat chicken breasts. Some of us, have things that might not be like totally keto, but it works for us. And people lose, they maintain, they feel better. And that's how it all works for us. We don't expect overnight success. We don't buy the keto supplements and spend $40, $60, $80 buying other people's promises it takes hard work. I'm sorry. It's just, you know, it's not eat less, exercise more, but you are giving up things that you were probably totally enamored with, addicted to, couldn't live without. And now here you are practicing this every day. And I'm so proud of those of you that stay here. I have a question. You know, I always have questions. One of my questions is that the longer I'm doing this here, which is probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, I started doing it as a Weight Watcher person, and then low carb, high fat, then keto, and now it's pretty much carnivish. It's carnivore during the week. It's carnivish. I'm a total carb person. I do not have, I do not play the net carb thing with bars or chips or Quest products or Atkins products. I don't drink diet soda. I don't have fruit, even in season from my own little garden with raspberries. I just don't. I have a tablespoon of fresh squeezed lemon that I put over my electrolyte powder, and I toss that back. It's like how some people do apple cider vinegar, which I can't do. My throat like tightens up and there's nothing going down. It's weird. I just, it's that way with condiments as well, with vinegar and mayo and mustard and ketchup and relish and all kinds of things like that. I don't know. There's just something that goes on and it says, nope, not going down there. So, yeah, I practice these things. I do have xyla in my coffee. I do have ghee most mornings in my first cup of coffee. I do have Keto, Kitu, non-dairy coffee creamer. It's good because it keeps me away from dairy. Just, you know, in a good way. Not that I didn't love heavy whipping cream, but the thing about Keto, excuse me, is that it whitens up the coffee. It makes it a lot blonder, and I'm a blonde coffee drinker. I like it light. And so 3 tablespoons for 45 to 50 calories. Yeah, like that. Thank you very much. And I consider my cups of coffee my bridges to my OMAD. I eat OMAD, which means 1 meal a day. It's usually between 2:30 and 4 in the afternoon. That's it. It's a high fat, high fatty meat kind of food plan. Today it is fresh ground top sirloin from the butchery, the Brazilian butchery. And I will have that with 2 medium Pete and Jerry eggs, 2 strips of bacon, and cooked in bacon fat and butter. Does it get better than that? No, it doesn't. And so I will have that. I will enjoy that. And it makes for a perfect meal for me. I call it my messy burger. You've seen pictures of it, I'm sure. And I love it. So my question is about friendships. Have you found that you've created bonds here with people like me, maybe even me, and other people that have YouTube channels, as well as people you may have met here or on Facebook groups, people that you kind of lean on, turn to, ask questions of, more than the people around you? Sometimes it feels like being in the enemy camp because you're either defending what it is that you eat and how you eat, and like, well, how did you lose that 50 pounds? And you say it, and they don't even ask a follow-up question, right? And so we kind of like lean in towards the people that we've met here on this community. You know, at first it's like, well, you're giving up all your close face-to-face friendships. And it's like, well, are they really? They don't really give a hoot about how I eat, what I eat, as they talk about what new med their doctor has given them for something that we tackle here by our choices of food. And so it becomes harder and harder, and we become more estranged in our friendships. Our friend, I don't have the reference of brothers or sisters or even parents or aunts because I was an only child, adopted, and my mother was an only child. And so, you know, I didn't grow up with any, like, you know, surrounding older females or same age females that were related to me. So it's a little bit different. And so making friendships, based on this way of eating, this lifestyle, it doesn't get many questions. I don't get many questions in the real world. Most people haven't known me as anything but what you see here today. They didn't see me fatter, eating standard American food, not caring, keeping crazy hours. Well, I keep crazy hours now, but it's to me they're healthy, better hours because I'm honoring my body clock. And fortunately, the two jobs I have fall into that. And with Greg, when he fishes, he's up early and out the door. And when he works, he's up early and out the door. So our lifestyles are very compatible. So you kind of, your world may have gotten smaller. I know mine has. It's like people want to meet for coffee at 4 in the afternoon or tea. It's like, no, I'm home. To me, it's like my 8 o'clock at night for most other people. I'm home, I'm tucked in, I'm in my loungy clothes from 2 o'clock on, preparing dinner for the two of us. That's it. And, doing Uber during the day. Well, I work during the day, so it's hard to like drop everything and just spend time with somebody that wants to talk about themselves and not really care about what it is that I'm up to. I've just found this lately, and then a couple of people privately have, emailed me about this sort of phenomenon, and it's just kind of interesting. And I don't know if it's as we get older, time becomes more precious, and so we invest wisely. I've always been a loner. I've always enjoyed solitude. My two jobs are kind of solitude. If I drive somebody up to Logan Airport in Boston, I have a 100-mile drive back home alone. I've always been a talk radio person, so I guess they're kind of my friends too. It's not a two-way friendship, but I get a lot out of it. So I'm just curious, how have your friendships and relationships changed as you've become, a member of this tribe of the way that we eat? I think that carnivore, carnivish, and keto are all totally related because we can go back and forth in our own daily choices of foods, and it just works. We don't have police here that say, you had a diet soda, you're going to get kicked out of this club. We aren't like that anymore. I remember I used to do SmackDown. Sometimes I do frustration talks, but yeah, for the most part, we respect each other's territory and boundaries and choices and let them learn. Maybe they can have something and there's no effect, like the diet soda. Or maybe they can have, the berries with the heavy whipping cream, either whipped on it or just the cream poured on it. In my case, the Zyla without, horrible effects happening, like it says with some people. Some people have stevia. Some people have none. They drink their coffee black. Wow. I honor those people. And so, we just have great respect for each other. And we're not getting those looks and that, like, why would you eat that way? Isn't all that meat just like unhealthy for you? And all the questions that we get. And it's the end of the discussion because they don't really care. They don't want to talk about it anymore. And, they're much more concerned about their bun burning on the grill, right? I don't know. So that's my question. Have your relationships, your close relationships, where maybe you both did Weight Watchers? I remember when I did Weight Watchers, I was working at the shelter for women and children, and I was working with a woman, and we did Weight Watchers together. We could have sat and talked for hours and hours and hours and hours every day and eaten our 6 to 8 fruits all day long as we did our grazing all day long with the Weight Watchers free fruits and vegetables, and then we threw in the other things too. And, it worked until it didn't, but we bonded over things like that. And now, I bond with people that are here that, aren't sitting next to me. We aren't chatting all day. We don't run into each other at Whole Foods. And it's just different. Have you noticed that? Do you find, especially some of you have partners that do this food plan too, and so you have that extra benefit of like, having, it's like having a kosher house, right? Kosher kitchen. It's like you have a keto or carnivore or carnivish kitchen where, you both eat the same things. That's totally cool too. And it might make a couple have a lot more in common as they both discover and benefit from the non-scale victories and the scale. Just all interesting. So I was just kind of curious, relationships, how are they working out after you've been doing this for a while? Do you find they take a ding or a hit or they don't exist anymore? Anyway, this has been Sarah. Thank you so much for watching. This is Pearls of Wisdom and Food. I'll see you the next time. Bye-bye for now.